Hey everybody, Professor Snart just checking in as we finish up Unit 2 here. Just looking at our due date. So it's Tuesday, a little later in the afternoon when I'm recording this, so you might not get it till Wednesday. So we just finished up Unit 2, which is a combination of things, the framing a memory exercise, where you're trying to write about, in an evocative way, this sort of important moment in your life, and then reflecting on why that moment is important, and also looking at that multimedia or multi-mode kind of writing piece and reflecting on whether there's anything useful that sort of resonates with you in terms of thinking like a writer. So we get into Unit 3 then, which is due Monday, September 10th. So you have a pretty good span of time to do what is really a pretty simple unit. So you might be kind of wondering if there's any more to it. And actually there's not. There's a pretty good sized reading assignment, but even that, the textbook reads pretty quickly. And then otherwise, all you're doing is posting a favorite or interesting metaphor or analogy to a discussion board and then responding to a couple of other posts. So it's very simple, to be perfectly honest. So I'll even skip forward to Unit 4, which is having us think about sort of some theories of how short stories are put together, but then another fun, more brief writing assignment. So really what I want to do here is just draw your attention to the fact that the next couple of units, especially 3, but even 4 to some extent, are pretty light in terms of the workload. But if you look at Unit 5, that's the one that I really want you to be focusing on now, even though it's still a couple weeks away, because that's our first workshop unit where you're actually submitting your own, in this case, short story to your workshop group. And I don't think I even have the workshop group set yet. Yeah, so I will obviously have those ready by the time we get closer to it. But in addition then to Units 3 and 4 over the next couple of weeks, which don't take a week to do, let's be honest, really there's time built in, or those units are kind of light, precisely because you should be focusing on that due date for Unit 5, our first workshop, because what you don't want to do is get to, you've finished Unit 4, let's say, and then have you've left yourself a week to do the entire short story that you're wanting to submit for workshop. So really you need to take the broader view here, the longer view, and look a couple of units ahead to that fiction workshop. The first due date then when you're posting your work is Monday, September 24th, which probably feels like a ways away. It's deep into September and we've just started September. It's still 90 million degrees outside, so it feels like we're still in summer. But really you should be brainstorming and thinking about that piece of fiction that you're writing really now, and especially because that gives you time to maybe draft a few things or work with something that doesn't really pan out the way you'd wanted it to. Certainly be in touch with me if you have questions and all that kind of stuff. So yes, Unit 3 especially and 4 are kind of lighter workload, but they are so because I want you to also be thinking about Unit 5 and that first workshop. So please don't squander the time, please. I know there's really not much to do in this Unit 3 that we're in, but again, you can focus your attention a little further down the road in a useful way. So as usual, be in touch if you have any questions or concerns. You can now, of course, be making sure on a regular basis you're checking into Blackboard for updates like this or just other stuff, but also make sure you're checking your grade for material that's coming due or past due to make sure you got full credit for stuff that you did, or if you didn't, did you miss a piece of the requirement, or just figure out kind of where you went wrong so you're not making those kinds of mistakes again. Okay, that's it for now. Unit 3 is pretty light. I know, I feel sort of guilty, but not if you use the time, so make me feel less guilty and use the time effectively. And like I said, be in touch with any questions or concerns, and I'll talk to everyone later.